Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Armani Valentino. Be sure to visit my website, www.armanivalentino.com. And I am here with my partner and also one of my small business owners that I coach. Doctor, I call him Doctor. He's that doctor in business, you know what I'm saying? Money, Mike. Mr. Mike C. Matthews. Thank you, brother. He's sitting over here, so I'm gonna be looking here and at the camera at the same time, y'all. So he doesn't even know about what I'm gonna talk about, but he was mentioning about how his life has kind of become a testament for other people, and that's very important. As entrepreneurs, we often inspire other individuals, but Mike, you can tell me your story some other time. But basically, I'm gonna be real brief. He basically left corporate America, saved up money, left, and kind of started his own thing. Okay, and in the process of doing that, he said it was somebody who kind of inspired him, which would have been Rich Dad Poor Dad book, right? Right. By Robert Kiyosaki. And many of you, I'm sure, have heard of that #1 business book, but a lot of people don't fully understand. I think, especially people who have never been in business or don't even have a business degree, they don't really understand what he's talking about. So I first read the book when I was 20 years old, and that was back in college. I was actually, I think it was within the first year that it came out. I read it then, and so I've read multiple of those books over the years. But I'm going to actually draw the quadrant here for those of you who haven't seen it, as well as for those of you who have seen it. And you can go and look up some research on this right here. So you got the E, you got the S. I'll make these two different colors here. You got the B, and then you have the I, right? Now, the E stands for employee, the B stands for big business, the S stands for self-employed, the I stands for investor. Now, this is the issue that I've seen a lot of people have over the years, is that they don't really understand this. Okay, they don't really understand this, and so what they do is they're working a job and they say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to do what? I'm going to quit and do what? Start my own business. That's what you did, eh? Right, okay. And the good thing is you actually came into business with more money than a lot of individuals come into it, because you had actually been disciplined and you had a decent paying job, decent paying salary, and you were able to really start and not have to go get a loan, because you were basically your own bank. And I think that's very important. On one hand, it is. However, one of the other things that he talks about is what? In the book, if you remember. You remember this right here?
Other people's money. Right,
other people's money. I like to say this right here. Other people's money, but also other people's mind. And we'll get more into that on another session. But other people's mind. All right. Most of the time, people start with their own money, right? Like you did. So you got your own money. But if they start with other people's money, they usually start with their own mind. So they have their own mind. And this is usually the biggest mistake. That's what you did. Right? That's what a lot of people do. They start with their own mind versus other people's mind. Okay? The reason why your company paid you what they paid you, and why, if you're watching this, your company is paying you what they're paying you, is because if you were making $100,000 a year, right? Or we can say $50,000. At $50,000 a year, this company says that the least your worth is $50,000. So that means they have allocated somewhere that you're worth $50,000. Actually more than that, because in order for them to make a profit, the budget for your role has to be more than that. Do you understand? So if you're making $50,000, $100,000, whatever you're making as an employee, the business has already said this person is worth more than that, but we can't pay them more than that, because if we do, we're going to be out of business. Okay? As a business owner, I understand that if I'm working for somebody, they can't pay me all the way what I'm worth, so-called, because I hear people saying that all the time. But they're not supposed to, or they're going to go out of business. So what happens is people quit their job because they don't feel like they're getting paid what they're worth. They have saved up their own money and they're using their own money, or they're using their own mind. Now, it's good to use other people's money, but it's also good, I think, even more so to use other people's mind. Why? Most people who go into business have never been to business school, which is the reason why 9 out of 10 fail within the first year. They don't know what they are doing. Period, point blank. They don't know the difference between a debit and a credit, an income statement, a cash flow sheet, a cash flow statement, debits and credits, any of it. They don't know that stuff. Okay? And this is stuff that you at least learn in business school. They don't even understand the definition of a business. They don't even understand the purpose of a business. You go into business for 2 reasons. All right? 2 reasons. To provide a product or service, or to make a profit. Other than that, you're running a nonprofit organization or a hobby. Okay? And so what happens is most people come into business